Hello, my name's Blossoms and welcome to another Genshin Impact video, and today we're going to have a relatively brief video, but I've been seeing a lot of videos discussing the new craftable weapons in Inazuma and how effective they are on current characters, or just how good in general other content creators think they are, and I have seen a lack of mention of one thing about craftable weapons that has seemed to be a theme throughout the entire game, and I wanted to mention that in this video just to kind of make sure you guys are prepared with your resources and everything, so you're not wasting any of your prototypes or anything. So without further ado, let's pop into the video. So I'm by my boy Hajime here, and I got a few of the craftable weapons so far. I'm only missing one of the ones that have been discovered. I can't find the bow. From everywhere I look, nobody else has found the bow either, so I'm really excited to see if I can find it myself first before anybody else does, or, you know, it's just released in a guide or something. But other than that, I do have 3 out of the 5. I'm currently missing the spear, but the spear is one of the same passes as the claymore, so we'll talk about that in a second. But the thing that I've been seeing content creators failed to mention is that a lot of these weapons are likely tailor-made for a character in the future if they aren't already. One thing I've been seeing a bunch is the Hakushin ring, and a lot of people just kind of dogging on it that it's a terrible weapon, and right now, yeah, I think it's pretty subpar. Only one character can really make use of it, that being Lisa. You could force Barbara or Mona to use it, but they're not really going to get that much of a benefit out of it. So right now it is relatively useless, but as we've seen in the past, a lot of these prototypes can be tailor-made for characters. Something like the Iron Sting was a fantastic pairing for somebody like Kazuha, and kind of tailor-made for him. And then you look at something like Prototype Star Glitter that seems to be designed around Zhao, even though Zhao has like Primordial Jade Spear and stuff. He still had this craftable weapon that seemed pretty darn tailor-made for him. And then you even look at something like Prototype Amber here that is 100% tailor-made for somebody like Barbara. You kind of get what I'm saying, where some of these weapons just seem to be basically made for certain characters, White Blind and Noelle. So you could understand that some of these are most definitely likely, you know, crafted with a character in mind. And the Hakushin ring here is likely going to be Yai's weapon, is my guess, because we know about Raiden, we know about Sarah. Sarah's likely a bow user, Raiden's likely a polearm or sword user, and Yai is a shrine priestess and had an electro vision there, so I imagine she's likely going to be a catalyst user, and if she is, I think this is going to be tailor-made for her kit. And those are just kind of the things you need to be thinking about is, well, what's this future character's weapon type or potential weapon type, and could this be tailor-made for them if it doesn't fit anybody now? Another one of the suspects that I see going around is the spear. I know this isn't the spear, but this has the same passive as the spear, where a lot of people are saying the spear isn't necessarily the best thing in the world, mostly because of its substat being elemental mastery, and then also having this passive. This passive is really good, by the way. I love this passive. But the spear having elemental mastery, people are like, that's not really that good on any current spear user, but it's likely going to be really good on a future spear user. And I wanted to remind you guys of that, to maybe save some of your prototypes just in case we get one of those kind of characters in the future. If you are looking forward to somebody like Yai, then maybe keeping around a Northlander Catalyst billet is going to be the move for you. And I wanted to make sure I, drove that point home, because I've just seen a lot of people, especially on the Hakushin ring, like dogging it, and maybe, saying some of the other weapons aren't as good. But do keep in mind that likely these were made with a certain character in mind. I have a feeling this is going to be really good for Sayu specifically, but we'll, of course, go ahead and see. And so I'm making sure to craft at least one of each of these, and I'm 100% going to level them up for a character whenever that character comes out. So if you guys are interested in that, of course, stick around on the channel, and I'll probably be using them, or at least testing them out on a character if I don't have like a good 5-star or something. But yeah, just keep that in mind. These are likely made for a specific character, and I wanted you guys to remember that. I think all of these are pretty rock solid choices, though. The sword here especially, really good for, just getting some energy back, and also the low base attack is kind of made up for the extremely high attack percentage substat, which is pretty nice. Of course, it's nothing like crit rate or crit damage, but if you don't have those options, this is a pretty good one. And then things like the spear are really cool, as I said, because it has this passive where you do extra damage on your elemental skill, and then you lose a little bit of energy, but you get it right back. And the part that gives you more the energy back is actually something that can increase, and that's just really cool. It's really fun, and I'm really excited to start messing around with some of these weapon types. I'll get a Northlander Claymore billet eventually. But these other weapons, I'm very excited to craft. Of course, the Hakushin ring isn't really that useful yet. I do love Lisa though, so I am definitely going to be crafting this and testing it out on her just to see how fun that is. But yeah, a lot of these weapons are really cool and they can fit on a lot of characters. They might not be best in slot, but they might enable some really sick builds for a lot of characters, especially with the new sets. This whole concept of taking some of your energy for maybe more energy or more power or something like in the one artifact set is really cool. And I think we're going to be seeing some really cool kind of like a character design around that concept here in Inazuma, and I'm very excited for that. So yeah, I mostly wanted to make this video to tell you guys that, yeah, these weapons are likely designed for a specific character, kind of like how a lot of them had been designed for characters in the past. Now, not all of them are going to be, because of course things like the prototype Rancor aren't necessarily specifically designed for anybody, or maybe like the map of Mare, you could argue it was kind of designed for Sucrose or something, but overall they weren't really like tailor-made for their kits. But I do think a couple of them, especially something like the Hakushin ring, are going to be, and I just want you guys to keep that in mind so you're not blowing your prototypes in creating a different weapon when a character comes out and you need that craftable weapon now, because getting prototypes in this game can be a long and arduous process. I haven't had that Claymore prototype that I mentioned earlier for a very long time, and I've been kind of saving up my particular prototypes just because I figured we were going to get new ones eventually. I always try to keep one in stock. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Don't burn your prototypes unless you are confident that you are not going to need that weapon. And overall, I hope you guys are enjoying Inazuma. I'm loving Inazuma. This update absolutely slaps. There's so much to do. I have done so much, and I feel like I've still barely done anything, and I absolutely love it. And I can't wait to continue making some content on that. I got a couple things planned for the future here. I just wanted to make this quick update for you guys because I did see a bunch of those videos going around, and I wanted to just give you guys that little warning that I had because I saw they weren't really mentioning that. But I've rambled on long enough. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. My name is Blossoms, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.